You have research which is connected to the industry, which is something which I, among my group of friends, have always been talking about. I have always been saying that in India, what we need to do now is to connect research and education with the demands of the industry. So this is what is already happening here. This is an institute which is definitely a part of a resurgent India. On the 12th of this month, I visited another institution and addressed a group of students on how to prepare for civil services examination. I took a video which I have put up on my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel by typing my name Satish Kumar Dogra, you will be able to see that video. And in that video, I have given a systematic analysis of how the studies should be scheduled. Therefore, I am not going to repeat the points that I made in that video. I am going to say a few more related points. When we read the Mahabharata or we watch Mahabharata as a serial, we find that there were thousands of soldiers, thousands of warriors on both sides. But we always talk about a handful of heroes: Arjun, Bhishma, Bhim, Nakul, Sahdev, and on the other side, Duryodhan, Dushyasan, etc. This is typical of all situations in the world. In every situation, there are a few who stand head and shoulders above the others. And these are the people who actually matter. Why I want to say this is because if you want to do well in life, whether you study for civil services or, as was being mentioned here, you are doing a management course or you go into some other branch of studies, what is important is whether you are able to distinguish yourself among the crowd. That should be your target. I am going to be different. I am going to be head and shoulders above everyone around me. Among doctors, among actors, teachers, colleges, there are those who distinguish themselves. So what you need to do in order to distinguish yourself is you should try to cross your boundaries. You have a feeling, okay, I can go up to this. For example, in the matter of English, this is the best type of lecture I can deliver as of today. This is the best type of article I can write as of today. But I must go beyond this. You must cross your boundaries if you want to distinguish yourselves. One thing that you must cultivate, even for civil services, this is very, very necessary, is to develop love of knowledge and pride in being knowledgeable. You should not study because it is some sort of a burden that you must carry on your shoulders. No. Love your studies. How will you start loving the books that you read? This is by what I call as engaged reading. What is engaged reading? When you are reading, you should simultaneously revise things. You should think about what you are reading. You should question it. You should agree or disagree with what you are reading. This is what I mentioned in my video which I have put up after my lecture in that university, and you can go through that. What you need to do is, as I said in one of the books, the preface said, a book is an instrument to think with. Now what does that mean? An instrument to think with. That means when you hold a book in hand, when you start reading it, it should not be like drinking water from a glass. It should be an interaction where you question the author, you agree or disagree with him. After reading something, let us say after reading an article in the Hindu, you should prepare a summary of it. You should write how you do not agree, what are the points that you want to make in order to counter what he has or she has said. There is a mention about self-motivation. Madam talked about it. Self-motivation is very important. Up to a certain age, there are external sources of motivation. When we do something, the father says, well done. We feel happy. But a stage comes when the source of motivation, the locus of motivation has to shift into ourselves. So when the locus of motivation shifts into ourselves, then if somebody criticizes us, it does not make a difference to us. Similarly, in order to go forward, we don't need any kind of appreciation by others. We have our own appreciation within our mind. How should you build up this system of self-motivation? Review your actions, say shabash to yourself. Let us say you write a letter. First thing is, write your best letter. Don't say, okay, after all, I'm just going to write some 10 sentences. Why should I struggle so much? Don't do that. Make it a habit that whatever you write, whatever you say, should be your best. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಎನ್ನಾಲೆ ಮುಡಿಯಾದು. To that extent, you should work. Motivation is not just one element. There is an engine of motivation within us. And if you understand this, then you would have understood something very, very fundamental about human personality. What does the engine of motivation consist of? It consists of 7 components. First component is your vision or your dream. That vision or dream which pushes you or pulls you towards itself. Second is faith in God or in the universe. You should have a faith that whatever you are going to do, whatever you are doing is going to give you results. There is a very beautiful video which I am sure you must have seen. It's available on YouTube. If you have not seen it, go and see it. The name of the title of the video is Connecting the Dots. How many of you have seen Connecting the Dots? Just a few of you. Go and see that video. That's a video in which Steve Jobs of Apple Industries tells how several years after his hard work, when he looked back, he got an impression that there is some power which had been directing his actions. In fact, this is what I also feel when I look back at my career. I find that there are certain steps I took several years ago which later got connected with what I was doing at that time. So there is a power in this universe. You may call it God, you may call it Brahma, you may call it Allah, you may call it whatever you want to call, but there is some power which doesn't let your hard work go waste. So that is the second component. Third component is hard work. Fourth component is discipline. What is discipline? When you decide something, you should be able to do it. If you decide not to do something, you should be able to avoid doing it. So, discipline is very, very important. Next one is perseverance. Perseverance and patience, these are two different things. Perseverance is when you try something, you are not able to do it, but you don't give up. Perseverance comes by constant struggle, which results in successes. Next is planning and review. If without planning you have definitely start doing something and keep doing, it's not going to give results. You must plan, you must review, you must correct your steps, course correction as we call it. And finally, there is success. These are all interconnected, interrelated, interacting factors. Are you the type who puts blame on others? This is a culture in certain families which we pick up from our parents. When there is a small child, the mother says, the result is the child also learns to put the blame on others. So if you learn to put the blame on others, you will not be able to correct yourself. So look at yourself. Is there something that I could have done? Is there something that I can do to set this right? There are those who believe that the key to their success lies with others. இவர் தான் எனக்கு இது பண்ணி கொடுக்கணும், அவர் தான் இது பண்ணி கொடுக்கணும், கவர்மெண்ட் இது பண்ணணும், municipality இது பண்ணணும். What are you supposed to do? So let's focus on ourselves. Non-productive entertainment versus productive diversion. Many of us spend a lot of our time, hours and hours, on non-productive entertainment. We keep watching the YouTube where some small child is doing gaga, 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 and we watch it. There is a lady who is dancing like this, we watch it. What are we going to get from that? Let us see, let us consider whatever I am doing, is it going to add something to me, or is it just going to go with the winds? Language and knowledge and organized thinking, these are very important. I have talked about it in the other video, we must go through it. Language is very important. We should learn as many languages as possible. English is very important for us. People say English is a foreign language, why should we learn it? It's not a question of foreign language or our language. English is an instrument. The other person has an instrument, he has a weapon which is very powerful. So unless we borrow his weapon, we will not be able to fight with him, we will not be able to defeat him. So we should learn English, not because English is our time, we should learn English because that's an instrument with which we are going to win. Let's try to understand this. Organized thinking is very important. Most of us keep jumping from topic to topic, and finally, when you listen to the person, maybe you have recording, you watch it, you will find that virtually he or she said nothing worth the while. So, we must develop the quality of organizing our thoughts. We can adopt a project-oriented approach. Many of you might have worked on projects. So what do we do in a project? We identify tasks, we identify resources required, we do scheduling, we do periodic assessment of how things are going, we do course correction, we decide whether there are any external resources that we might need. We try to partner with others. How can you partner in this respect? You may form discussion groups. 4 or 5 of you join together, you say, we'll always talk in English among ourselves. We will discuss ideas. You can have mutual checking of questions. Supposing 2 of you form a team, you memorize all the important dates. One person asks, the other gives answer, then you ask and he gives answer. So like that you can try to do that. So these are some of the points that I thought I should share with you. Now I think there might be a question answer session also, and in case you ask any question from me, I'll try to answer that question. How many of you were able to understand me in English? How many of you were not able to understand? Let me not ask. How many of you found it difficult to understand what I was speaking? Okay. See, we all love our languages. I have, as a North Indian, I came to Tamil Nadu and learned Tamil, but we must also be practical. English is very important for us. So practice English, imbibe it, and you'll be able to do very well, not only in India, but also abroad. All the best. Incidentally, I am running a website also. I'll give the address of that website. You can become a member of that website. The name of my website is Pragatisheel. Pragatisheel means who wants to progress in life. And another part of the URL is Network of Excellence. So I'm trying to include all those youngsters and others who want to achieve excellence. Thank you very much.
Thank you.